All right, let's talk surveillance. When you hear that word, I bet your mind immediately goes to all sorts of high-tech gadgets and gizmos, right? Well, what if I told you that the one tool that can literally make or break an entire investigation is probably sitting on your desk right this second? Let's get into it.
So let me ask you straight up. In this crazy world of drones, tiny hidden cameras, and all that spy movie stuff, what do you think is an investigator's single most powerful, most legally defensible tool? Just think about it for a second. Is it the long-range camera, a listening device, a GPS tracker, maybe?
Believe it or not, it's a pen. Yep, a simple pen. Because that pen is what creates the indestructible witness, the surveillance log. It's the silent partner to every single piece of footage you capture, and without it, your evidence can completely, and I mean completely, fall apart in court. Let's explore why. So, first things first, what exactly is a surveillance log? The absolute best way to think about it is as the script for your entire investigation. See, your camera, it captures moments, right? Just fragments. A person walking here, a car turning there. But it's the log that weaves all those little pieces into a story that actually makes sense.
A surveillance log is basically the continuous, moment-by-moment narrative of your day. It provides the crucial context for what everyone's seeing on that video feed. And even more importantly, it corroborates your evidence. It's the story that gives the pictures their meaning.
The power of the log really boils down to three main things. First, corroboration. It's your proof you were actually there for the hours you billed. Second, context. It explains what's going on. But third, and this is huge, is admissibility. You know, years later in a courtroom, you're not going to remember every little detail. But guess what? You are legally allowed to use your own notes written at the time to refresh your memory on the stand. It's your legal safety net.
Okay, so how do we build this foundation of proof? To make sure it stands up in court, a log can't just be a bunch of random scribbles. No, it needs structure, it needs precision, right from the very first line you write. Every single log has to start with a solid header. Case number, date, location, your name, your vehicle, and yep, even the weather, which is super important because it can affect video quality. And here's a rule that you just can't break. Always use military time. 1400 hours is 1400 hours. There's zero AM or PM confusion for a clever lawyer to jump.
So here's what that looks like. This is the start of a typical day. At 0600 hours, you arrive. You state your position, what you can see. The story starts right here, crystal clear. This simple little entry lays the groundwork for everything that's about to happen.
Now, let's talk about something that trips up almost every new investigator, mostly because it feels totally backward. I'm talking about the incredible power of documenting absolutely nothing. Just look at this. On the left, you've got the rookie's log. There's an entry at 8 a.m., then crickets until noon. Now look at the right. That's what a sharp defense attorney does with that 4-hour gap. Were you asleep? Did you pop out for a long lunch? How can we possibly know the subject didn't leave and come back? That silence in your log just became their best weapon against you. The fix for this is surprisingly simple. You log no activity. I know, it sounds pointless, but legally, it's a game changer. By writing down that nothing happened, you are actively proving your continuous observation. You're proving you were awake, you were paying attention, and you were on the job. Let's jump back to our log. See that entry at 0700? No activity observed. Just by adding that one little sentence, our investigator has completely shut down that attorney's attack before it even begins. They've proven they were watching for that whole hour. The log is now so much stronger.
Okay, now for the art of writing the log entry itself. The golden rule here is pretty simple. Your pen is a camera lens. It only records what it sees, not what it thinks. It's all about objective facts, not your subjective feelings.
This is such a classic mistake. Writing, "the subject looked nervous" is just your opinion. I mean, how do you know they were nervous? Instead, you write exactly what you saw. Subject paused at the door, looked left and right 3 times. Let the lawyers and the jury decide if that means nervous. You just give them the facts.
Because you can just hear it in the courtroom, can't you? Objection, Your Honor, speculation. By writing objectively, you give them nothing to object to. You're just a camera, reporting the raw visual data. That's it.
Here's another perfect example. He lifted the heavy box. Again, that's an opinion. How do you know it was heavy? The objective entry, the right way to do it, describes the evidence of weight. Subject's neck muscles strained and he leaned back for leverage. See? Now you've painted a clear picture of the effort involved without stating a single opinion.
And this is what our log looks like when the action finally starts. It's factual, it's descriptive, and hey, notice that video tag? This is so critical. It syncs your written notes directly to the video evidence, so anyone who reviews the file can instantly find the exact clip. It's how you connect the script to the screen.
All right, but what happens when things go wrong? Because, let's be real, they will. You're going to lose the subject, or you're going to get burned. Your integrity as a witness, your entire credibility, depends on what you write down in that moment. The rule is absolute. You document it honestly, then professionally. If you lose them in traffic, you log exactly where, when, and why. Visual contact lost due to heavy traffic. If you're compromised, what we call burned, you log it. Subject approached the vehicle. Investigator departed. This isn't admitting failure, this is professional reporting. And really, this is what it all comes down to. Losing a subject for an hour might hurt the case a little, but lying about it will destroy your entire career. If you write down that you were watching someone, but a simple toll road camera proves their car was 50 miles away, your credibility is shot. Forever. Honesty is your only real defense. So let's just quickly recap the 4 pillars of an indestructible log. 1. Prove you are always watching with those no activity entries. 2. Write like a camera. Just the facts, not your feelings. 3. Sync your log and your video timestamps. And 4, the most important rule of them all, just always be honest.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. As we're stepping into this new age of AI-generated video and deepfakes, a time where seeing isn't always believing, could it be that this simple, human-made document, the handwritten log from that moment, actually becomes the most trusted, most powerful piece of evidence we have? The one thing that proves a real human was there, watching with their own eyes? What do you think?